Senate Minority Leader Frank Drilon says pandemic supply contractors potentially owe the Philippine government some 7.5 billion pesos worth of income taxes. Drilon computes this as the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee continues its probe on the Duterte administration's questionable pandemic deals Thursday, October 28.
Subject to further verification, potentially, out of the 42 billion in supply contract awarded by PSDBM, the suppliers is supposed to have paid 7.5 billion pesos in income taxes. Ang tanong po, doon sa 42 billion na dinisburse ng PSDBM sa mga suppliers, magkanong buwis ang binayad nitong mga suppliers na ito?
In 2020, the Health Department transferred 42 billion pesos to the Budget Department's procurement service to buy personal protective equipment and other supplies needed during the pandemic. He says senators must further investigate if firms like the controversial Formerly Pharmaceutical Corporation and Shuzo Construction Machinery Group have indeed paid the right taxes. The Blue Ribbon Committee agrees to pass a resolution urging the Bureau of Internal Revenue to form a task force to conduct a special audit on the pandemic suppliers' taxes. In the same hearing, Drilon shows a summary of the tax returns concerns. It shows Michael Yang and former PSDBM Chief Lloyd Christopher Lau have not filed their income tax returns for years. Yang is Duterte's ex-economic advisor. He is also Formally's financier. Presidential bet Isko promises to help local governments use their share in national government taxes provided under the Mandanas ruling. He says this is to help small businesses recover amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Moreno explains his proposal in a dialogue with workers in Pampanga Thursday, October 28.
Sa Mandanas ruling, we will adopt the same creative financial engineering na ginawa natin sa Maynila, kung saan bibigyan natin ng direksyon yung mga lokal na pamahalaan kung paano nila ialat yung ekstrang pera na galing sa Mandanas ruling para ipautang sa mga SMEs ng ating bansa.
The Mandanas ruling is a 2018 Supreme Court decision that declared all local governments are entitled to not just a share of internal revenue taxes, which were being given to them by the national government, but a share of all national taxes. This means all local governments starting 2022 should see roughly a 50% increase in their budgets. Moreno brands his Mandanas ruling plan Iskonomics 102. He says Iskonomics 101 is his plan to slash oil and electricity taxes in half if he becomes president.
Need more context, clarity, and perspective? Get the full picture with Rappler Plus. With exclusive content and events, you'll get an opportunity to discuss issues with reporters, experts, and featured guests while helping Rappler continue its fearless journalism. Join now.
Labor leader and presidential bet Leody de Guzman says if he wins, he will order a local investigation into the extrajudicial killings during President Rodrigo Dutertes' administration. In a Rappler Talk interview, de Guzman says there should be a local probe on the killings, aside from the International Criminal Court's investigation. De Guzman is running under Partido Lakas ng Masa. His running mate is retired University of the Philippines professor Walden Bello. De Guzman says he also wants the Philippines to fully cooperate with the ICC probe. He adds the country should rejoin the ICC.
Una, babalik ko yung pagiging signatory dyan, pagiging member. Babalik ko. Talagang ibubukas ko yung ating yung bansa sa pagpasok ng ICC para maimbestigahan. At wala dapat ikatakot.
De Guzman also talks about Senator Leody de Guzman, whom he considers a political prisoner under Duterte.
Oo, biktima siya. Siya ang pinaka-eksaktong larawan ng political persecution na ginawa ni Duterte. At dapat siya palayain kasi wala namang matibay na ebidensya o na magpapatunay doon sa mga akusasyon nila.
De Lima believes the so-called trumped-up charges filed against her stemmed from her criticism of Duterte's drug war. The Philippines will receive 300,000 courses of Merck & Co.'s COVID-19 antiviral drug by November. Data from interim clinical trials show the drug molnupiravir could have the likelihood of hospitalization or death for patients at risk of severe COVID-19. Healthcare product importer MedEthics will import 300,000 courses of molnupiravir for COVID-19 patients in 4 hospitals, the first batch of shipments. Each pill is estimated to cost 100 pesos to 150 pesos, or roughly $2 to $3. Food and Drug Administration Chief Rolando Domingo says the Philippines has approved the compassionate use of molnupiravir for 31 hospitals. Molnupiravir would be the world's first oral antiviral medication for COVID-19 if it gets regulatory approval. Singapore and Malaysia have signed deals to buy the drug, while Indonesia is finalizing a purchase agreement. A new court filing reveals the gun used on the set of the film Rust was not thoroughly checked before being given to actor Alec Baldwin. This comes after Baldwin on Thursday, October 21, fired a live lead bullet, accidentally killing a cinematographer and injuring the film's director, Joel Souza. In the affidavit, the crew member in charge of weapons on the set told investigators she checked guns but found no live ammunition before the shooting. But the film's assistant director told investigators he should have checked all the rounds in the gun before handing it to Baldwin, but had not done so. Authorities previously said Baldwin was handed what he thought was a cold or safe gun by the assistant director. While no criminal charges have been filed, authorities are not ruling out that possibility. Officials have also collected 600 pieces of evidence, including 3 firearms, 500 rounds of ammunition, and several pieces of clothing and accessories in the ongoing investigation.